Okay, so good morning, class. First, yesterday we were discussing about the problem based on Ohm's law method, right? So, when I think we solved up to somewhere here to find out D naught, D1, and D2. Hmm? So first, okay. Anyway, I think we already partially we solved this problem, but to be on complete side, so I will solve it. I will explain it once again. This problem, okay. So all of you can see my screen, right? Yes. And please respond. Anybody? Whether are you okay? So first, I think I should start sharing the screen. Uh, present now. Wait a minute. Mm, screen share. Okay. So now, at least now, can you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were discussing this problem yesterday, right? So this was asked in 2018-19 for 10 marks. Okay. So what they are asking, explain the determination of groundwater level by Ohm's method. Using this method, estimate the groundwater table level for the following data. Okay. So the depth up to which the water is bailed out is 15 meter, and the water rise on the first day is 0.8 meter, and water rise in the second day is 0.7 meter, and water rise in the third day is 0.6 meter, right? Okay. So this is the borehole. Hmm? So this is the borehole, and just a minute. Okay, so this is the borehole. On the what they did, the depth up to which the water is bailed out. Okay, so maybe this is the stabilized groundwater level. Once you bailed out entire water, the water table now came to this level. Okay, so it is at a depth of 15 meter from the ground level. So on the first day, what is the rise in the water level? Water level rise in the first day is 0.8 meter. Okay, so this is first in the first day. So this much water will rise. So this is how much? 0.8 meter. And on the second day, the water rise is 0.7 meter. Okay, so where is my second day? This is second day. And on the third day, 0.6 meter is the rise in the water table. So H3 is 0.63. Okay, so anyway, H1, H2, H3 they directly given in the problem. Okay, so otherwise if they're not given directly, then they would have given you like from the ground level what is the depth they will give you. From the ground level on the first day what is the depth they may give you. Otherwise or the ground level sorry, water table from the ground level on the second day and on the third day, like that that is one way of giving the observations, or they would have given you directly the increase in the height. Okay, so but in this problem they given directly the increase in the height, but in the previous problem whatever I explained in the PPT, there they what they given the water table from the ground level. So both are same only. Okay, so only thing one extra step is avoided by giving these readings directly. Okay, now once you got this H1, H2, H3, the second step is to find out the depth of observed water level below the stabilized groundwater level. Okay, so where is my stabilized groundwater level? This is my stabilized groundwater level. Okay, so now my aim is to find out D naught, D1, and D3. So what is D naught? D naught is nothing but H1 square, divided by H1 minus H2. So I got 6.4 meter. And what is D1? D1 is this much. So D1 is nothing but this H2 square, uh, this H2 square divided by H1 minus H2. And what is D2? So this is D2. This is D0, this is D1, and this is D2. D2 is nothing but this H3 square. H3 square divided by H2 minus H3 will give me 3.6 meter. Okay. So now I got the depth of water table from the stabilized groundwater level, right? Once you got that, now you have to find out the depth of water table level below the ground surface. Huh? From the ground surface, what is the depth? That means from here. From here, I should have to find out the groundwater table. Okay. So if now I know the D naught, I know the initial reading. That is a H naught, HW. So this minus this will give me this much depth. In this depth of water, that is the first observation, DW1. Okay, so let me go to this one, DW1. What is DW1? DW1 is nothing but on the first day, what was the depth of water table minus D naught. On the first day, on the day of bailing out the water, the depth was 15 meter. 15 minus D1 is 6.4. I got 8.6 meter. Now, second observation you take, DW2. DW2 is my second observation. DW2 is nothing but on the day of bailout, whatever depth was there, no, that minus of the increments, whatever increments we have observed in the first day. First day and second day. First day H1 I observed, second day H2 I observed. That minus of D1, this D1 will give me the depth of water, second observation it is. Depth of water table from the ground level. Similarly, for the DW3, that is third observation. This is first observation, second observation. So on the third observation, again on the day of bailout, what was the water table minus of daily this D2. What is the groundwater level? So now what is the I think. So all of you can able to understand this problem, whatever we discussed just now. I think in between we lost a network or what? When I came back, list was 0 here. Raghavendra, are you able to follow that problem? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you could able to follow that problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in this one? See, it is a very important concept. Definitely, the problem will be asked. Okay, so either the theory question from that one or a problem they will ask. Huh? If you have any doubt, please ask me right now. Okay. Okay. So somebody is asking you to repeat it. Okay. Anyway, I will repeat it here. Okay. So you see here. So this is the well. On the 0th day, the water. What? See, 18. When they bailed out water, what was the depth? 15 meter. Okay. This
Sir,
is
your screen is not visible, sir.
screen is not visible. One minute. 1 minute. Uh, can you see now the screen? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the borehole. Okay, so once you drill a borehole, the water table may be somewhere here. Okay, so what now you bail out all the water. Okay, so from here you bailed out water, and this is the water level we obtained. Okay, so it was in the problem they given, it is 15 meter from the ground level. Okay, from the 15 meter.
Sir.
Now next, on the first day, what is the rise in the water table? The rise in the water table is 0.8 meter. Okay, on the day of bailout, the water table was here. Okay, so you come after 24 hours. By the time the water is risen up to here, that is H1. On the second day, the water is rise up to here. That is H2. On the third day, the water is raised up to here. That is H3. Now I know H1, H2, H3. I know. Now I have to find out the D0, D1, and D2. These are the depths from the stabilized groundwater level. So I know the formula. D0 is equal to H1 squared divided by H1 minus H2. Again, D1 equal to H2 squared divided by H1 minus H2. Okay, so like that, you know the H1, H2, H3. Simply you have to substitute in this formula. You will get a D0, D1, and D2. Okay. Once you get those numbers, okay, what is this D0, D1, D2? These are the depths from the stabilized groundwater level. Okay, but I have to measure the groundwater table from the ground level. My ground level is here. Okay, so from here I should find out. So if I want to find out from here, then first the observation would take. So that is DW1. DW1 is nothing but HW minus D0. HW is what? HW is the depth of water table on the day of bailing out the water. So that was 15 meter. 15 meter minus, if I do D0, then I will get DW1. So now, like that, DW1 I got. Now next, second observation you see, that is DW2. DW2 is equal to HW minus on the day of first day minus this parameter, that is H1 plus H2, minus of that D1 will give me DW2. Similarly, third observation I should take. Again, HW minus HW is the depth of water table on the day of bailing out, minus these each increments are there. No? Those you should add up, minus of this D2 will give me the DW3. Okay. Once you get these, take the average of this one will be the depth of water table from the ground level. Is it okay now? it fine? So let us go to the next problem. Yeah, this problem anyway, it is very similar to whatever problem you solved here. Okay, so you can solve by yourself. Okay, very exactly same it is. Only some numericals they changed. Okay, next problem is this one. So this is based on seismic refraction method. Seismic refraction. So this is exactly same the problem which we seen in the slide here. Okay, so where is this? Yeah, this one. So they given a distance from source to geophone, and they given the time taken, the time of the first arrival of the wave. Okay, what you have to do? You have to plot a graph between distance versus time. Then take first straight line slope and second straight line slope. So where they will meet, that will be my D1. And you take a slope of this straight line and you take a slope of this straight line and inverse them. So then they will become first velocity in the first layer and velocity in the second layer. So you want me to solve this problem, or is it okay if you can solve it? Tell me. Huh? What do you want?
Solve, sir.
You want me to solve? Okay. Anyway, I will solve it, but you should be practice it in your home. So first, what I have to do? They given time and distance. Okay, so let me. All of you are comfortable with drawing a graph in the Excel sheet. So let me copy this time versus distance graph here, parameters. Okay, so. Yeah, these are the data. Time in second they given and distance in meters they given. Okay, so first what I have to do, I have to draw a graph between time and distance. Okay, so first what I will do, I will copy this and I will, yeah. So this is what this is time in second. Okay, and what is this one? This is distance in meter. Okay, now I will draw a graph between time and distance here. So all of you can see my this Excel sheet. Hello?
Yes, sir.
You could be able to see my Excel sheet, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now I will draw a graph between time and distance. Okay. So insert a graph. Select data. Add. My x-axis is the source to distance. Okay, so this is my x-axis, and my y-axis is time. Okay, see this one. So this is my first part of the straight line. This is my second part of the straight line. Okay, so to take the slope, now I will calculate the slope here. slope. So what is the formula to calculate the slope of a straight line? Huh? So you have you seen this one formula? M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by what? X2 minus x1, right? So this is the formula. Are you able to see this one? Formula to calculate the slope. Okay, so the first straight line is this one. What is the coordinate of this one? And x1, y1 you take, x2, y2 you take, and then you apply this formula. Then I will get the slope of this portion. Similarly, you apply the for the second portion, I will get the slope of this one. Okay, so to get the slope here, so how many points are 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so slope I will calculate here. Okay, this slope is nothing but where is my x y2? Y2 is your time, right? So this minus this divided by x2 here, x2 minus x1. Okay, so you take the inverse of this one. What is the inverse of this 1 by here? This is equal to 1 upon this slope. This is equal to 1 divided by its slope. It will give me the velocity. Okay, so first slope is 400. Okay, so my v1 is how much now? v1 is 400 meter per second. Similarly, for this portion I should calculate. Okay, so for this portion, if I want to calculate the slope, so this is equal to my y2. Y2. So here I will put a bracket here. Okay, so y2 minus what? y1. Y2 minus y1 divided by this x2 minus x1. I made some mistake here. 1 minute. So this is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by okay. I think this is y, no? This equal to this is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so inverse of this will be my slope, velocity. This is equal to 1 upon its slope. Will give me, see. So now what is v1 here? What is v1 I got? How much v1 I got? 400 meter per second. Okay, so what is v2 I got? 800 meter per second. Okay, so now I got here v1 and v2. I will take this Control C. Okay. So this was my slope of first line, and this is my slope of second line. Okay, and this is my meeting point. This will be my D1. So how much slope I got? A slope of first line, I got it as how much? 0.0025 and 0.00125. So 0.0025 slope of second line, 0.00125. If you inverse this, I will get 400 meter per second. If I inverse this one, how much I got here? 800 meter per second. So this is 800 meter per second. So V1, this is nothing but V1, and this is nothing but V2. Okay. Once you know V1 and V2, what is the next step? I should have to find out the H1. That is the depth of the soil layers, right? What is the depth of soil layer? What is the formula? D1 by 2 into square root of V2 minus V1, V2 minus V1 divided by V2 plus V1. What is D1 here? D1 is 150, 160, 160, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. D1 you can take it as 160 meter. No? You know D1, you put it D1, and just now I got V1 and V2 I got. Substitute and tell me what is the depth of first soil layer. How much you will get? H1? Calculate. We are seeing how much H1? How much time you need? Everything I given.
46.18.
46.19.
56.19.
19.
56.19. Okay, so 56.19 meter.
46.
Huh?
46.
46. Okay, 46.19. So this is the depth of the soil layer, first soil layer. Okay, so like this it will be. So this is ground level, and this is the first layer. How much? 50? I have not calculated. Okay, so maybe around. Let me calculate anyway. So square root of V2 minus V1, right? So V2 is 800 minus 400 divided by 800 plus 400. So square root of this answer, and then multiply by 160 by 2. 160 by 2. So 46 I will get. Yeah. So 46.19 meter. Okay. This is the answer. Okay. Any doubt here in this one? Only thing is you should know how to draw the graph. Once you draw the graph, then rest of the thing is very simple. See, here I used an Excel sheet, but in examination you may not get this Excel sheet. You have to draw it on your own. On the graph sheet will be there, no, in the VTU examinations. Okay, you take appropriate scale and then draw it, and then you can get the slope here. Just you apply this formula. If you apply this formula, I will get slope. Otherwise, also you can get the slope like this. So I can't annotate here. So you take a slope of this one and you take a slope of this one. Yeah. Any doubt here? Is it okay? See, this kind of problem will be asked in your IA exam. Even in your IA exam as well as in your final exam also it will be asked. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So if you have any doubt in this problem, please ask me. Huh? Yes. Priyarshini, is it okay? Whatever the problem is solved. Have you followed? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about Raghavendra? Raghavendra Gurdini.
Yes, sir.
Did you follow that problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Naveen Melinmani. Naveen, are you there, Naveen? Or Nikita Rathod? Nikita. Okay. So just let me show one report. Okay, so soil exploration report I explained yesterday. So we have prepared one soil exploration report for the distillery factory. So let me show that report. So how that report look like. So okay, so this is the report. So this is client is Savsan Distillery Limited. Savsan, this
Sir, screen is not visible.
screen is not visible. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now is it okay? Now can you see the report?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So he is the client, Savsan Distillery Private Limited. This our deputy CM is there, no? Lakshman Saudi. So that is for him. This factory belongs to him. No? So the project name is Subsoil Investigation for a 100 kPLD grain-based distillery. Okay, so the title is factual report of the soil investigation report. Okay, so this is the report. So which I have prepared for the this distillery factory. So let me. Okay. So like this table of contents will be there. Here the scope of work will be explained, and the project details will be explained here, and field investigation, what are the field investigations we have done, what are the laboratory tests have been done, and what is the general geology, results analysis, and design criteria. So this is how the report look like. Okay, so you see the executive summary. First, one page full summary we have given first, and then detailed investigation we have given. What is the objective of the investigation, scope of the investigation, laboratory test, everything is explained here. And these are the borehole. Okay, so let me show that plan of that site. See, this is the plan of the site. This is near Athini. Okay, so in the Athini, this factory is situated in Athini. So these are the boreholes. Okay, so see these red dots are there. No, these are the boreholes, and this is the major structures coming in that distillery factory. Okay, suppose if I want to zoom it, see this borehole number 12 is there. No, this is near chimney, huh? And this is borehole number 11 is near boiler house, and borehole number 10 is near powerhouse. Huh? So, and borehole number 4 is near distillation section, and borehole number 8 is here some part of the structure, and borehole number 3 is here fermentation section. Okay, so these are the different parts of the factory, and they are these in these locations we have drilled a borehole. Okay, you see borehole number 5, it is near milling section. And here borehole number 6 and 7, these are the silos. Okay, so in the silo they will store these maize grains. Okay, they will store the maize grains, and then they will convert that into these alcohols. So the reports look like this. Okay, so this is the plan view, and bore log details I will show you. Okay, so this is the bore logs. You see, this is the bore log number, borehole number 1, and from 0 to 0.5 meter filled up soil, from 0.5 to 1.5 weathered basalt rock, from 1.5 to 3 meter basalt rock. The basalt rock will continue like this. So this is the second borehole, third borehole, fourth borehole, like that we have drilled around 11 boreholes, 12 boreholes we have drilled. So this is the last, 13 boreholes we have drilled here. Okay, so this is the last borehole, and these are the laboratory results, and these are the field photographs. Okay, you see whatever samples we will collect now, we'll store in the wooden box here like this. So like this, in the wooden box we will store, and then we'll test it in the lab. We will take UCS unconfined compressive strength we will take, and then from these unconfined compressive strength we will derive the bearing capacity of that soil or rock. Understood now? This is how the report look like. So this completes your unit 1. Okay, so what I will do, I will take up all these previous year question papers are there. Those question papers I will upload in the Google Classroom, and also whatever video we have recorded till now, those also I will upload in the Google Classroom. Okay, so those who are absent, you can download them, and you can download from that Google Classroom, and then you can watch it on your free time. Okay, and at the same time I will try to upload the first assignment also based on the unit 1. So this completes your unit 1. Okay, so in the next class I will start the second unit. So if you have any doubts, please ask me regarding the first unit. Savitri, are you there? Savitri, yes. Naveen Melinmani. Gayatri Kolli, are you there? Gayatri Kolli.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts are there regarding the unit 1? This unit 1 is completed. Any doubts regarding the unit 1? Mallikarjun?
No, sir, no, sir.
No doubts, sir. Okay. Mallikarjun?
No, sir, no doubt.
No doubt. Okay. Okay, then I will stop the lecture here. So if you have any doubt, you can send me on the WhatsApp group, and I will try to explain. I may not explain in the WhatsApp itself, but on the next day I will take up those questions in the classroom. Okay, because the explaining in the WhatsApp will be very difficult for me. So you can send the questions, but I will discuss those. I will take up those questions and I will discuss in the next classrooms. Okay, next online classes. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so then I will stop recording here.